Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's your boy, the Beanie Boy, and only the Beanie Boy. Welcome back to the Stomp Wrestling channel. And as you can see, I've got the boys with me. I've got, first and foremost, Mr. No Days Off, Mr. Presenter and Editor, Mr. Wrestle Drop. Up next, I've got filtered, unfiltered, maybe it's not even him, the anti-hero himself, Mr. MPKH. And as you can see by the title of the video, we're here to discuss the day ones. We're here to discuss the Usos. We're here to look back at their reign, their historic reign, the ups, the downs, the downfalls, the up highs, the everything that has to do with their record-breaking 400 and what? 84.
484.
Damn it. 484-day reign.
As of Monday, so probably 485.
Point is, they are the longest reigning tag team champions in history. And that is something that I don't think any of us would have thought, or let alone believed we would have seen in our generation, because it's been a long-standing record. I mean, before the New Day, obviously, we saw the New Day carry it. But, I mean, before that, it was just so long ago that you've had a team carry the titles for so long. But now the Usos, they've defeated the New Day on SmackDown last week, and now Monday, as Mr. WrestleDrop has alluded to, they are officially the longest reigning tag team champs. Let me kick it off by saying the Usos have been so good. I mean, so good. They've had a lot of problems, personal problems, a lot of issues outside of the wrestling business, outside of the company, but they've always found a way to bounce back. And I think them being in the position that they are now is very, very deserved, especially after they were able to rebrand themselves. I mean, they came into the WWE officially wearing shorts, doing some tribal chants, walking out with Tamia, and it was just a lot. But they were able to rebrand and become the tag team that we know today, the tag team that is arguably the best in the world. I mean, depending on how you look at it. But I have to say, much, much deserved accolade for the Usos. Gents, let me put it over to you. Well, what are we saying about the Usos record-breaking title reign?
Crazy. I never thought I'd see the day that the Usos would be the longest reigning tag team champions,
Bro.
Because we pretty much grew up with the Usos. Like you said, we saw them attack the Hart Dynasty back in 2010, come out with Cena, and then do some Samoan tribal chant, tribal hakas, whatever. Good times. And the crazy thing about the Usos, it took them 4 years to be tag team champions. It took them 4 years to win their first tag titles. And I know many people are always on that assumption of, second generation wrestlers are always going to be a privilege, blah, 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 blah. Shut up. Dustin Rhodes is not even world champion throughout his entire career. And also, there's plenty of a few second generational talents that haven't succeeded in the business. But the Usos, they've had the greatest run as a tag team. They were a team that I thought they weren't going to be that successful, but they proved me wrong, and I enjoy them a lot. And it's just crazy.
Definitely. Mr. WrestleDrop, what are you saying?
We've all spoken, we've given them all the praises now. But in terms of in-ring, just think back to some of the matches, even with this recent run. We had the match on SmackDown with the New Day. I thought that was really good.
Yeah.
Their matches with the Street Profits. Their matches with RK Bro. Those were damn good. Their matches with who else is there that I'm missing right now? Can't remember if they Rolling Brutes. That was a damn good match. Can't remember if they faced Chad Gable and Otis. I'm not so sure, but I would imagine that would have been a good match. So their matches in general they've really stepped it up. And for me, I think the team that they basically beat to become the longest reigning tag champs, it was a nice story. Because you've seen throughout all the years, New Day versus the Uso. That's been probably the best tag team rivalry in since the PG era. Memory. Since the Ruthless Aggression era, I don't think we've seen anything close to that.
Let's be real, of the entire 2010s.
Exactly.
Let's be real.
Exactly.
I mean, you think I know some people are saying Hardys versus the Young Bucks. Let's calm down.
No.
Let's calm down.
No.
Love the Hardys, but
no.
Come on.
No. I mean, we had the match. Huh? Sorry.
Saying Hardys on to the 2000s, but anyway.
Yeah. We had the matches in 2017, where they had that good run of matches, where they had that Hell in a Cell match, and those were damn good. Then we obviously had the Kofi Mania moment where they forfeited in the gauntlet match to allow Biggie and Xavier to continue. And then it ended with them facing each other on SmackDown. And then whichever team won would basically have the record. So I think it was a nice full circle moment. And it was a good way for them to get it. It was a good way.
I think another thing that we can look back at this reign and say it's amazing is the long-term booking, the long-term storytelling. I mean, having reached this point where you see the Usos as the longest reigning tag team champ, it makes you feel good for being, an avid follower, for being someone who has seen the journey. And I mean, to your point, they rarely have, if ever, have a bad match. They are so good in ring. They are so good on the mic. And I think what sets them apart from the New Day, and this is not by any means a comparisons video between the New Day and the Usos, but I think the New Day having the ability to use the Freebird rule, as in the three of them circulating the championships around themselves, that helped in terms of longevity. That helps in terms of keeping things fresh. But with the Usos, you didn't need that. You know what I'm saying? Because they were always entertaining as a duo instead of a trio. And I think very few tag teams are able to carry that much pressure for as long as the Usos have. And it goes back to rebranding and doing what you need to do to stay relevant. And I think the Usos have never had a problem with that. Hence, they're in the position that they're in now.
Even a simple thing that we don't think about, like you mentioned, that Freebird rule that the New Day had. If Big E was injured, Big E didn't wrestle for 2 months or a month during that reign. And then Kofi and Xavier would carry on. Whereas if the Usos get injured, one of them get injured, say it's a 2-month injury, they stuffed.
Yeah.
So credit to them for staying injured, not injured, or bad English there, but you get what I'm trying to say. And credit to them for working through anything they had. Like on Friday night where Jay has a wrist injury. So
even working through injury, that's all we gotta know about those guys. That's all we gotta know about them.
For real.
So now this begs the question, and it's the question on many people's minds. Who's gonna be the one to dethrone the Usos?
Who will be the ones?
Who will be the ones?
It's tough.
I know
it's really tough.
I know many people wanted to be Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. I personally I wouldn't mind that at all.
That would be perfect, actually.
Definitely. I think there is no tag team currently that you can look at. I mean, there are very great tag teams in the WWE right now. I'm not just crediting any of them. But I think in terms of story, because it's very difficult, I believe, from a booking perspective, where you have this dominant champ or these dominant champs. And I think they're facing the same dilemma with Roman Reigns. And then you have just anyone dethrone them. You know what I mean? I think what would make people feel better, even fans would agree, that something that has to do with a good story would be much better to witness. I mean, like I'm saying, you can't discredit teams like the Alpha Academy, which on any other day with any other tag team, they could be the ones to dethrone them. But I mean, in terms of story, someone who is a supporter of the Usos like myself believes in the story of Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens being the ones. So I really feel like that for me is the best option.
Excuse the
pun.
Excuse the
Plus KO and Sammy are overdue on a tag team title run.
Of course.
That
They
turn that
course.
KO will do on Sammy. That's all that the title will be
Amen.
there, and then they'll lose, and then KO turning on Sammy. That's all I
Amen.
need in my life.
As usual. As usual.
Hey.
But yeah, I mean, I think Kevin and Sammy. But I mean, I keep saying I don't want to discredit. Is there any other tag team that you guys are looking at and thinking, maybe even if it's off skill
They
or
faced
off
everyone.
talent? Exactly.
They
I
faced
think that's
everyone.
another issue.
I think
They've-
Brawling Brutes could have had a chance, but obviously they faced him already.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even
And
if
I
it
think you'd
tag team from NXT, well, I want to
Creed
be
Brothers.
biased, but I want to be so biased. Yeah. Yeah.
but I think things like that need time to build. Like
Yeah,
the Brawling Brutes could be the ones to dethrone them, but they need more time. And I think even WWE Creative knows that the Usos' time is running up, as much as Roman. So they want to do something that, one, is proven to work, and two, that is going to be done not as soon as possible, but soon enough. Because if you're to start building a tag team from now until whenever you see them fit to dethrone the Usos, it might take a while. It might take a while. So I think sometimes it's better to do what works. Sometimes it's better to do the obvious, because the obvious is not always too bad.
No,
you say this, and then Hit Row ends up winning the titles at Mania.
Because of course, because of course, Legado del Fantasma,
Nah,
the new vicious Viking Sarah Logan raided. But yeah, yeah, I think that's
it.
That's clear. Sammy and Kevin could be the ones to dethrone them, but until then, I think let's appreciate this amazing, amazing run. I don't think we're going to see another run like this for a while.
Yeah.
For a very long while. And all credit to the Usos, man. Like Michael Cole or JBL once said on commentary, they've been tag team partners since birth, you know, and we've been privileged enough to experience them run over the tag team division like no other team has. So, hey, man, I don't know if you guys have anything else to say, but that's it from me, man.
Nah,
Yeah,
that's it for me. All we can do is appreciate
Day
them.
one is, of course. And yeah, until we get to a point either where they carry on with their reign or they get dethroned, I think that's it from us today about the Usos. Don't forget to tell us in the comments, what do you think of the Usos' record-breaking reign? Let us know who you think should dethrone the Usos. You might not believe it should be Kevin and Sammy. That's fine. We want to hear from you. And if you haven't already joined the family, don't forget to stomp on that subscription button. Don't forget to stomp on that bell icon to be notified every time the Stomp Boys are in town. And yeah, man, don't forget to stomp on that like button if you liked today's video. But until the next time, it has been your boy, the Beanie Boy, and only the Beanie Boy, Mr. Presenter and Editor himself, Mr. WrestleDrop, and Mr. MPKH, filtered, unfiltered, the anti-hero himself. And it has just been too sweet.